What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Surfside PPC YouTube channel. Today, I'm going to be going over Google Ads conversion tracking. So if you're running Google Ads campaigns, one of the most important things that you can do is make sure that you're tracking the key performance indicators on your website. In this video, I'm going to be going through all sorts of different ways to track conversions on your website. I'll be showing you how to do it with Google Analytics 4, how to be doing it with Google Tag Manager, how to do it on WordPress websites, how to do it on a Shopify website, and then also if you have a WordPress website with a WooCommerce store, I will show you how to track purchases as well. So let's get into the video. You can see all of the different timestamps here. So if you're looking for something specific, just go to that timestamp and you can find exactly what you're looking for so that you can track appointments, you can track phone calls, you can track sales on your website. No matter what's happening on your website, you want to be able to track conversions. Now, before we get into the video, please subscribe, please like this video, leave a comment. All of these things really help grow my channel, and I really appreciate it, and it will help me bring more and more videos like this one. So we're going to get started first with how to set up Google Ads conversion tracking using Google Tag Manager and Google Analytics 4, how you can track button clicks, how you can track form submissions, and how you can track thank you pages as conversions. So let's get started with the first part of this video. Today, I'm going to be showing you how to set up Google Ads conversion tracking in your Google Ads account using Google Tag Manager and using Google Analytics 4. So the very first thing that you are going to need to do is create a Google Analytics 4 account, create a Google Tag Manager account, and create a Google Ads account, which can all be done after you set up your standard Gmail or Google account. So once you do these three things, it's very straightforward to create your own account. Make sure you enter the URL for your website as you're creating your accounts if you haven't created them already. Now, what I'm going to be showing you in this video today is within our Google Ads account, how you can track specific actions on your website and the three things I'm going to be showing you. So let's just take an example from DocuSign.com. If you go to DocuSign.com, one of their buttons at the very top here that they want you to click on is try for free. I'm going to show you how to actually track every single click on this button. So if we click on this button, it's going to bring you to a page right here. Now, what I'm going to show you next is how to actually track every time someone submits this form on your website. There's different ways to do this, so I'm going to show you a couple different ways, show you a really easy way to do this with WordPress using the WP Forms plugin. So if you're using the WP Forms plugin and you create a form through WP Forms, I will show you how to actually track that form submission. The other thing is, let's just say, for example, I submit my email, I click on Get Started, and they redirect me to some type of thank you page. So a thank you page that looks something like this one. I'm going to be showing you how to track that as well. Now, obviously, if you're tracking form submissions, you shouldn't be tracking every time someone submits the form and every time someone visits the thank you page. Use whichever one is better suited for your website, depending on what your form does. A lot of forms are not going to automatically redirect to a new page, so I'll be showing you how to track all of these things on your website. Now, to get started, the very first thing that you're going to want to do is actually set up Google Tag Manager on your website. So in order to install Google Tag Manager, what you have to do is usually after you create your Google Tag Manager account, it's going to show you how to install Google Tag Manager, and you have to place these two pixels on your website. This one in between the header tags, this one immediately after the opening body tag. So what you want to do is, if you're using WordPress, I am using a plugin called Head, Footer, and Post Injections. So if you go to add new plugins, just search Head, Footer, Post Injections. It will be the very top one here. You want to install it and activate it, and then you're going to open up the Head, Footer, and Post Injections plugin. And all you need to do is place your first piece of code right here. You're going to see head and footer. So this is going to be in between your header tags. And the other thing you need to do is after the opening body tag, place the other piece of code. So we're going to come back over to Tag Manager. You just copy this here, come back over to your header and footer plugin on your WordPress website, paste that there. The next thing you want to do is come down and you want to copy this code right here. Again, come right over, do it to underneath the after opening body tag, and you also want to select mobile and put it here as well. Scroll down, click on Save. So once you click on Save, you will have both of those pixels on your website. Now what we want to do is go back to Google Tag Manager. You want to go back to your workspace in Google Tag Manager, and you want to submit, enter a version name, a version description, and click on Publish. Once you click on Publish, you will officially have Google Tag Manager installed on your website. I will show you a plugin that you can use to make sure that you have Google Analytics 4 and Google Tag Manager properly installed on your website, but let's install Google Analytics next. So once you've clicked publish here and you have your tag manager all set up, so first we need to install Google Analytics. So we're going to click on add a new tag here. You want to name your tag. So let's just say GA4 tag. We're going to click on tag configuration, and what you're going to do is Google Analytics GA4 configuration. Now what you need to do is get your measurement ID from your Google Analytics 4 account. So if we come over here to our Google Analytics 4 account and you go to Setup Assistant, and then you want to go to Collect Website and App Data. Now your screen may look slightly different than this when you're creating your Google Analytics 4 account, but let's just say, for example, you see a screen that looks like this. We're trying to collect website and app data. We're going to click and manage data streams. Now you need to make sure that you set up a web stream, which they're going to prompt you to do as you're creating your Google Analytics 4 account. Now when I click on my web stream, you can see my measurement ID right here. So this is what we need. So G hyphen, and there's a bunch of different letters. So we're going to copy this. We're going to come back over to Google Tag Manager and we're going to paste our measurement ID right here. Now all we're going to do is send a page view event when this configuration loads. We're going to scroll down to triggering, and we are going to do this on all pages. Essentially what we're saying is we want to put our Google Analytics 4 tag on every single page on our website, and we want it to track a page view every time someone views a different page on our website. So what we can do is click on Save Now. Now I already have this tag installed, so if we click on the X here, click Discard Changes, we go to Tags. You can see I have my GA4 tag already here, so you just want to set this up the same way that I set it up. Click on Save, and then again what you're going to do is submit your container. So let's just say we're going to do, so you can do a version name, version description, and now we're going to click on Publish. So when you click on Publish, if you haven't published your Google Tag Manager account yet, you should now have your Google Analytics 4 tag on your website. So now you're tracking everything that's happening on your website into Google Analytics 4. The other thing that you already have is Google Tag Manager on your website, which is going to allow you to add any other tags you want and any customizations you want to do with Google Analytics 4, specifically creating events, which I will go through shortly. Now, the other thing I want to make sure that you have in Google Analytics 4 is when you get to your web stream details page like this, you want to make sure that you enable enhanced measurement. What you can also do is make sure you're doing all of these different tracking. So we're going to click right here to configure enhanced measurement. Make sure you have all these checked. There's no downside to measuring everything that's happening on your website. So one of the things that may not be checked is form interactions. So this could be really important because there are a couple different ways to actually track forms with the form interactions. But what we can do is click on Save, and now we have set up enhanced measurement. We have Google Analytics 4 installed on our website. We have Google Tag Manager installed on our website. So let's come back over here to our workspace, and let's come back over here to our Google Analytics 4. We're going to come back into our admin section. Now, before we set up our event tags for Google Analytics 4, one of the things you want to do in Google Tag Manager is select variables. So there's different built-in variables for Google Tag Manager, and you want to click on Configure here. You want to make sure these top 5 are already selected. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, event as well. And then as we scroll down, choose all of the ones underneath clicks and choose all of the ones underneath forms. So we're going to do those 2 variables for right now. Click on X. You can submit to publish your version, but you don't have to yet. We're going to start creating our tags. And if we come over here to tags, I've already set up a few of these tags, but the way to set them up is you're going to come over here to Workspace, and what you're going to do is click on Add a New Tag. So when you're under Add a New Tag, we're going to first name our tag. So for the very first thing I'm going to be showing you is how to actually track every time someone clicks this button right here. So let's come back over to Tag Manager. Let's say Join Workshop Example. And we're going to do, you can name this whatever you want. You want to make sure you have a descriptive tag name. Click on Tag Configuration, and we're going to be doing a GA4 event. So under GA4 event, next we need to choose our configuration tag. Since we just set up Google Analytics 4 in our Google Tag Manager, we want to choose GA4 tag right here. Now the other option that you have is if you don't have your GA4 tag here in Google Tag Manager is you can click on Manually Set ID and actually put your Google Analytics 4 measurement ID right here. So that's another option that you have. But what we can do is if we come up to our configuration tag, we're going to choose GA4 tag, and then we're going to name our event. So with our event name, I'm going to do Join Workshop Example. So just to show you how this actually works, And basically what you're telling Google Tag Manager right now is we're going to set up an event. I want you to use the tracking pixel we just recently set up and placed on our website. And every time that event happens, I want you to use this name as that event name. So hopefully that makes sense. If it doesn't, it will shortly. Next, we need to trigger when to actually count this event in our Google Analytics 4 account. So we're going to come over here to triggering. And what you want to do is you want to click on the plus sign right here and you want to name your trigger. So what we're going to do is we'll just say join workshop example trigger. Okay. And then we're going to click on trigger configuration. And what you're going to do is you're going to do click. You're going to choose all elements. You're going to do some clicks. And what you're going to do is you're going to say when the click text equals, and for mine, it's going to be the exact thing that it says here. So join workshop. For example, if we were using the DocuSign example, they would have try for free. So whatever your button actually says, that's actually what we're tracking. So we're tracking anytime someone clicks a button that says this text, or anytime someone clicks a link that says this text on it. So coming back over to Google Tag Manager, mine is click text equals join workshop. Now, the other thing you can do is, let's just say you have join workshop buttons all over your website and you want to track them separately. What you could do is say, click on the plus sign here and say, fire this trigger when all of these conditions are true. So the other condition that you can do is say the page URL and just take your actual page URL here. So I could just copy this right here. We can come over to Tag Manager. Let's just do page URL contains, and we'll do basically the exact URL here. So what this would say is, I want to track every time someone clicks this button on this specific page. Now, I'm not going to be doing that. I'm just going to say, anytime someone clicks a button that says join workshop, I want to count that as an event in my Google Analytics 4 account. Now, this could be very useful. So let's just say you have book an appointment. So if you have buttons all over your website that say book an appointment, then anytime someone clicks one of those buttons, you can actually track it as an event in Google Analytics 4. Same thing with start a free trial or anything like that. The main thing is this needs to actually match the text that is on your individual link that people are clicking. Now, I like to make these all capitalized so then you don't have to worry about anything being case sensitive. I would enter it case sensitive here exactly how you have it on your button. So if we come over to Tag Manager, this is all we need to do. So click all elements. This trigger fires when the click text equals join workshop. Click on save. And now we have this event ready to fire in our Google Analytics 4 account. We can click on save. Now, the only reason why I did this twice is because if we come over here to tags, you can actually see right here, I have join workshop 2 button. So there is absolutely no difference at all with this setup as the other setup. So I just wanted to show you, it's very easy to do this. Again, same thing. We're going to be doing a tag type GA4 event. So we're going to be using our configuration tag, naming our event. This is join workshop 2. And then we come over here to triggering. You're going to see this is click all elements when the click text equals join workshop 2. If we come over to this page, this button says join workshop. This button says join workshop 2. Now, when you make these changes, you click on save to save your tags. If you come over here to tags, you can make sure that you have your tags here. Obviously, I have one for join workshop button, one for join workshop example, one for join workshop 2. So this may end up firing 3 different events when I actually click on my 2 buttons. And I will show you exactly how to make sure that they are working properly. So we're going to click on submit here. We're going to add our version name. So I have my name, my description here. You can make these as descriptive as you want, and we'll click on publish. Okay, so now we have our tags set up on our website, and we should be able to actually track every single click on those buttons back into Google Analytics 4. Okay, so the next thing that I want to show you is if you want to make sure your tags are installed properly, if you're using Google Chrome, you can install Tag Assistant Legacy by Google. So install it to Google Chrome, activate it, and then when you come over to your page, you're going to see at the very top here, if you don't see it, click on this little puzzle piece right here, and then choose Tag Assistant Legacy by Google. Make sure that is pinned. And then what we can do is we click on it, and we want to make sure we enable Google Tag Assistant Legacy. And then what you have to do is refresh your page. And what you'll see over here is we have our global site tag, which I added. That's directly from Google Ads. We have our global site tag. This is from Google Analytics. So obviously you don't need both of these, but I'm just going to be showing different ways to track conversions for basically any advertiser who's struggling with conversion tracking because it's such an important part of your Google Ads campaigns. But we have our global site tag here. This is from Google Analytics. And then we have Google Tag Manager installed as well. So just to make sure you have all of your tags on your website, now what you want to do, and this part is a little bit more complicated, but we want to make sure our events are firing properly. So we're going to be in Google Analytics here. What we're going to be doing is we're going to come over to Debug View. So when you're in the admin portion of Google Analytics 4, under Property, we're going to be going to Debug View. So when you come here, it's going to allow you to actually debug whether certain events are happening on your website. If we come over to Google Tag Manager, what we need to do is come back to our workspace. We're going to be clicking on Preview. And then what you want to do is going to look like this, is you want to come over to the page that you're actually tracking. So I have my URL right here. We're going to come back over and we are going to paste our URL. Then we're going to click on Connect, and it's going to open up a page where we can actually track what's happening on our website through Google Analytics 4. So you can see our tag assistant is connected here. So what you want to do is actually complete the main conversions that you're trying to track. So right here, we're going to click on Join Workshop. And then what we're going to do is we're going to come over here and click on Join Workshop 2. So we're going to be doing these two things. So we're clicking both of our buttons. And then in Google Analytics, what you're going to do is under Debug Device, you want to choose Google. So that's going to allow you to actually track what's happening on your website. Now you can see both of these events just fired. So page view fired because we actually had a page view on our website. Next, it actually fired Join Workshop Example, and Join Workshop 2. So those are the three different tags we set up in our Google Tag Manager account. So if we come over here, you can see we have Join Workshop 2, Join Workshop, and Join Workshop Example, and all of the names are pulling in directly from the event names that we set up. So this is how Debug View can be very helpful because you may not see these actual events occurring immediately if you go to your reports. So if we're in reports in Google Analytics 4, we go to engagement and we go to events. So if you're going to these different pages here, you may not see anything happening, let's just say today. So we click on apply. It may take a little while for these events to come in. Now, don't mind my complete lack of traffic on this website. This is a long-term project for me that I plan on actually doing a bunch of tutorials for this website. So the very first thing I want to show you is conversion tracking. Now, here's what we need to do next. So to make those events actually conversions, we're just going to make one event a conversion. You could do this for any event you want, but what we want to do is we're going to be coming over here to engagement. We're going to be coming over here to conversions. And let's just say the button that we want to actually track, if we come over here, is this main Join Workshop button. So this is the main one that we want to track here. So if we come back over to Google Tag Manager, what you want to do is make sure you're having the right button that you set up. So this would be my Join Workshop button. And then what you need is your event name. So my event name is Join Workshop. So we're going to copy that event name. We're going to come back over to Google Analytics 4. And right now we're in our conversions. Now within your conversion screen, you're going to see there's probably going to be no data available if you're not tracking any events as conversions yet. So what you need to do is you need to come down here to admin. So this is where we're going to go to actually track our conversions after we set up this event as a conversion. So you'll be able to see how many times people are actually clicking on this button on your website. So let's come back over here to admin. And what we're going to do is under property, you're going to see conversions here. So what we need to do is click on new conversion event. And then you want to put your event name right here. So the event name that you set up in Google Tag Manager, so mine is Join Workshop. This is the event that Google Analytics 4 is tracking every single time someone comes in here and clicks on this button. So we're going to come over to Google Analytics 4 again. We have our event name, Join Workshop, click on Save, and now it will track that event as a conversion. You want to make sure this is marked as a conversion here. So now we have a conversion set up every time someone clicks a specific button on our website. So if you're looking to actually track the key things that are happening on your website, this is a very easy way to do it. Once you get Google Tag Manager, Google Analytics 4 all installed on your website, it's actually not too difficult to create events in Google Analytics 4 using Google Tag Manager and then mark those events as conversions by simply using the event name as the conversion name as well. So the next thing that we need to do is make sure that we have linked our Google Ads and our Google Analytics 4 accounts. This will allow us to actually import this conversion directly into Google Ads. So this is a really important part here, and through your Google Analytics 4 account, go to your Google Ads links. The other thing that I'm going to show you is if you come over here to your Google Ads account, you go to Tools and Settings, under Setup, you're going to see linked accounts. So this is where you can link different accounts to your Google Ads account. So I'm going to be doing this directly through Google Ads, and you're going to see right here, one of the options under linked accounts is Google Analytics, GA4 and Firebase, and what you want to do is click on details. Now, since I'm using the exact same Google account for my Google Ads account and my Google Analytics 4 account, you're going to see the property show up right here, and with actions, we're going to choose link, and then we're going to click import Google Analytics audiences after linking. So we're going to select this and click on link. Okay, so we have this successfully linked in our Google Ads account. So let's come back over to Google Analytics 4 and let's just actually refresh this page. And you'll see we have this linked right here as well. So we have both of these links in Google Ads, Google Analytics 4. The next thing, come over to your Google Ads account. We're going to go to tools and settings, and we're under measurement, we're going to be going to conversions. So through your conversions page, we're going to click on new conversion action. You have different options here. So I'm going to be going through some of these different options in follow-up videos, but the main thing you want to do right now is click on import. So what we did is we basically said, create an event using Google Tag Manager, set that event as a conversion in Google Analytics 4 every time it fires. And then what we want to do is take that actual conversion and import all the data from that conversion directly into our Google Ads account so we can actually attribute our Google Ads campaign to our actual conversions happening. So you'll be able to see whether a conversion is happening from organic search, from social media, direct traffic, referral traffic, or from a Google Ads campaign. So we want to select what you want to import, Google Analytics 4 properties. We're going to choose web and click on continue. Okay, and what I wanted to show you is you may get a message that looks like this. If events are missing, check the status of your Google Analytics 4 property link on your Google Analytics 4 and Firebase linked accounts page. So we're going to click on this. It's going to bring us back to this page. What we need to do is activate apps and web metrics. So we're going to click on activate, and we're going to activate. Okay, so now it should look like this. We have our status is linked, app and web metrics activated. And you can see we have this activated over here to the right-hand side. So let's come back over to our conversion tracking one more time and go through this process. I don't think it hurts to see the process multiple times just because this is pretty complicated. Google Analytics 4 property, we're going to choose web, and we're going to click on continue. And as you can see here, we have our conversion actions that we can actually import from our Google Analytics 4 property into Google Ads. So now we're going to click on join workshop, click on import, and continue. Now we're going to repeat this process for the other conversion actions that we're doing, but we're going to click on done here. One thing I want to show you is when we're choosing this, so you can do the get started here for get to know conversion goals, especially if you have a new account. If we click on this conversion, we want to click on edit settings, and then you're going to see the conversion name, goal, action, and you're going to see the option here to put it in a specific category. So you can put this in any category that you want. It's not a sale. This would be considered a lead. So let's just say it's a contact. So we're going to add contacts to our account default goals, and we're going to say it's a primary action used for bidding optimization. And what I can do now is click on save. But one thing I want to show you real quick is, let's just say, for example, I want to really track every time someone actually fills out this form. And I just want to know every time someone does click this button, but I don't want to optimize my bids specifically for this button click. So what you would do is you would go back to Google Ads. Rather than choosing contact here, you're going to scroll down to other. So under more categories, you're going to scroll to other, and you can do a secondary action not used for bidding optimization. Now let's just use contact here. Let's say I want to optimize my bids for this click. Click on save. One thing you can actually do is set a value for your actual conversion that's happening, and that value will come in through every conversion through Google Ads. So you can say if this conversion, let's just say, for example, I'm selling some type of I have this workshop on my website and people have to spend $99 to join the workshop. So what I could do is say $99, use the same value for every conversion, and click on save. And now every time a conversion comes into my account, it will actually pull in that $99. So you can do that, or you can just say use the value from your Google Analytics 4 property. If you have a value coming in there, you could do don't use a value, but a lot of times same value for each conversion. Something that's a lead, I generally just put 1. And we'll click on save. So we'll just count every single conversion as 1. We'll say $1, but that's fine. We're just counting each individual conversion. Now count, you can either do every conversion or one conversion. Generally for leads, signups, you want to choose 1, every for any purchase. So we'll click on cancel. Click through conversion window. You can keep this as long or as short as you want. I generally just keep it set at 90 days. Click on save, and then attribution model is going to be data driven. I'm going to do more details about what data-driven actually means, and I would like to use some real examples. So I'm not going to be going through this too much, but basically the attribution model determines how much credit each ad interaction gets for your conversions. So I like to use data-driven because someone may click on an ad, they may leave your website, they may go back to your website, they may click on another ad. So then you actually know what's driving conversions on your website. So click on save, click on done, and now we can actually optimize our campaigns. Every time someone clicks this button, we're going to optimize our Google Ads campaigns to try to drive more and more button clicks. So that's the very first example of Google Ads conversion tracking. Kind of complicated in all honesty if you've never set it up before, but hopefully this was helpful in getting everything set up for having an actual conversion here that you can track into Google Ads using data from your Google Analytics 4 account. Now let's go over the next two. We're going to be going through these ones a little bit quicker, obviously. So we're going to be coming back to Google Tag Manager. Let's just set up both of these tags at the same time. So the first one is going to be my workshop confirmation, and this is going to be specific for if you are using WP Forms. So I actually followed along the exact guide from the WP Forms developer documentation. So the way to do this is in your Google Tag Manager account. Well, first you need to create a WP form, and you need to make sure that you have that WP form on your website. So if we come over here, this is what my WP form looks like. I'm just using a short code, very simple, name, first, last, email, choose your workshop, reserve your seat. So you can honestly just track this form by tracking the same way we did earlier and just do reserve your seat anytime someone clicks this button and you're done. So it's that simple to track this form, but I wanted to show you how to actually track a specific form sign up using WP Forms. And the way to do that in your Google Tag Manager account is you're going to see down here at the bottom, workshop confirmation. So in your workspace, what you would do is create a new tag. I'm not going to create a new tag for this example. We're going to come back over to our tags. So you're going to create a new tag. It's going to open up a page that looks like this. In your tag configuration, you're choosing GA4 event again. Configuration tag, we're using our GA4 tag, or you can manually set your measurement ID here for your Google Analytics 4 account. Then what we're going to be doing is our GA4 tag. Our event name is workshop confirmation. So we're all set up and good to go there. So we'll click off here and we are coming down to triggering. So this trigger I actually got directly again from the WP Forms website. So when we click here for this trigger, what you're doing is scrolling down under user engagement, you're choosing element visibility. Selection method is going to be CSS selector. And then what you need to do is actually copy and paste this right here. It's .wp forms hyphen confirmation hyphen container hyphen full. When to fire this trigger, once per page, we're going to come down here to advanced, do 1%, observe DOM changes, and then what you can do is actually say anytime someone actually fills out the WP forms that you have, the form that you've created on this specific page. So I have drawadvisor.com/signup. So every time someone fills out this form, coming over here, we're going to be doing when the page URL contains the page URL that we're currently on. You don't need to do this. You can click on the minus sign and just do every single time that this form is actually submitted anywhere on your website if you have multiple forms or the same multiple form on your website. However, you probably should do it for specific pages if you have a ton of different forms on your website. So you could just do some visibility events. Again, from right here, we're going to be doing when the page URL contains and enter our URL there. Okay, so this should all actually track every time someone clicks to fill out our form. So we'll click on save. We're going to click on save again. And what you would want to do now is submit your Google Tag Manager. Now, the other thing I'm going to be showing you is thank you page. So I have a thank you page right here. Now you can do this for any URL. So if it's order confirmation, whatever it says at the back of your URL, so whatever your actual slug of your URL is, you can do this for any type of confirmation page. I'm just using thank you as an example. So I have thanks for signing up for a workshop. Let's just say, for example, somebody fills out this form, it redirects them to this page right here. So the way to track that, obviously you don't need to track both of these, track one or the other, whichever works better for your website. But the way to track that is we're going to come over here to Google Tag Manager again. We're going to click on this thank you page. So if you're in your workspace, click to add a new tag, tag configuration GA4 event. So you're going to start from right there. I've already created this tag, so let's click on our tag here. I just named it thank you page. We have GA4 event, obviously, that we've clicked here. Our configuration tag is GA4 tag, and we've named it thank you page. So that's all you need to do in the top portion here for tag configuration. Next, we need to trigger it. So triggering is actually very simple here. So what you're going to do is from your trigger configuration, let's just get rid of this real quick. Okay, so your trigger configuration, the type, what you're going to choose is page view. So you're actually triggering this every time someone has a page view. Do not do on all page views because that will count every single page view as a thank you event. You're going to do some page views, and what you're going to do is when the page URL, you could do contains or equals. A lot of times I'll just do contains and do my URL just like this. So we have our domain here and then thank you. So obviously if you have multiple pages that say thank you in the URL, you want to make sure you're just not counting different pages as a conversion. So now we have page URL contains drawadvisor.com/thank you. We want to track that as a GA4 event. So we're going to click on save. What this is saying is count a GA4 event called thank you page every time someone visits this thank you page. Click on save. Again, what you need to do is make sure you submit your Google Tag Manager workspace. So we will do this here. I'm just going to enter quick things here so we can move along a little bit in this video. Okay, so now we have if you come to your workspace in Tag Manager, you should have tags or at least one tag that looks something like this with a GA4 event. You should have some firing trigger here. So right now, the two ones that we're going to be tracking, and we're going to be doing the same exact thing through the preview section here. So I already have these up here. So let's get rid of some of these. And we're going to come back over, click on the X here. We're going to scroll down and we are going to go to our debug view in our admin screen again. So you're not going to see your device yet, or at least we do see it here, I guess. So maybe we're still connected. We're going to click on preview. We're going to take the URL where our form is, and we're going to come over here. We're going to paste this URL, click on connect. Okay, so we're going to come over here, enter our first name, our last name. I have fake name. I have fake email at gmail.com. Choose our workshop. So we'll go May 24th, and we're going to reserve our seat. So what's going to happen here is it's not going to redirect to a page. It's just going to say, thanks for contacting us. We will be in touch with you shortly. So let's come over to our debug view. What you're going to see is user engagement, page view, form start. So since we enabled form tracking earlier, it's going to actually show form start. And here's our workshop confirmation. So that means they actually tracked that somebody filled out that form. And we have our workshop confirmation. So it's really that simple to set up events when somebody fills out a specific form if you are using WP Forms. I think it's easier to track with WP Forms than it is with Contact Form 7 if you are using a WordPress website and you're using one of these form submissions. Otherwise, what you can do, honestly, is just use the example I did where just whatever your button name says here, use that as a conversion or try to redirect someone to a thank you page. Now, there's other ways to track forms I'm not going to be going through in this video because I want to get through this video as fast as I can so it doesn't seem like it's extremely difficult to set up conversion tracking. So let's come over to our Google Analytics. You can see we have our workshop confirmation here. So that tracked that specific event. So let's make sure our thank you page is also tracking properly. So we're going to come over here again to our Google Tag Manager. We're going to click on preview again. And now we want to do our thank you page. So we're just going to click on thank you. We're going to copy this URL, come over here, enter thank you, click on connect. Okay, so we visited our thank you page. We're going to come back over to our debug view and we are using the Google device still. And there we go, page view, scroll, and thank you page. That's what we're looking for right there is thank you page. Now, you should already know how to mark these events as conversions, but we'll go through it one more time and import them into our Google Ads account one more time, and that will finalize this video. So we're going to come back to our admin screen. We're going to go to conversions. We need to make sure we do our two events. So mine was thank you page. Click on save. Obviously, you don't want to track all of these as conversions. I'm just showing you this as an example. The other one was workshop confirmation. You want to make sure you have the correct event names in here, otherwise your conversions will not track properly. So workshop confirmation, thank you page, join workshop. Let's come back into our Google Ads account. We are in our conversions page. So go to tools and settings, under measurement, go to conversions. And what we want to do is click on the plus new conversion action, import from Google Analytics 4 web. We're going to click on continue. And you'll see these here. So we still have purchase. That's an automatic one that's going to be created when you actually set up your Google Analytics 4 property. But we select these two, import and continue. And now we have different conversion actions in our Google Ads account that we can optimize for. Obviously, you want to make sure that you have your main conversion action that you're optimizing for, which in my case, if I were actually running these workshops, would be when someone actually fills out this form. You can also do when someone visits the thank you page. That's really what you would want to track in this case. Now, if you want to track button clicks, that's another good thing to track. It's basically just one way to see how people are moving along in your website and along the funnel to a conversion on your website. So hopefully this all makes sense. I'll be going through more about conversion tracking in some follow-up videos, and also how you can optimize for your conversions when you're creating Google Ads campaigns. Now, this may seem pretty complicated, but it's actually not too bad. I'm going to be showing you some different ways to set up conversion actions, not using your Google Analytics 4 and Google Tag Manager account, but that will be a separate video. Now, in the second part of this video, I'm going to be showing you basically everything I did in the first part of this video, but instead of using Google Tag Manager and using Google Analytics 4, I'll be showing you how to do it with the Google Tag. So if you want to track button clicks, if you want to track thank you pages, this is how to do it using the Google Tag, and you don't have to worry about using Google Analytics 4. You don't have to worry about installing Google Tag Manager on your website. It's much easier to set up, and it won't mess with your tracking. You'll be able to track everything exactly the same. But if you aren't using Google Analytics 4 and Google Tag Manager, then just simply use the Google Tag through your Google Ads account, and you can track conversions by following the steps in the next part of this video. Today, I'm going to be showing you how to set up Google Ads conversion tracking, and we're not going to be using Google Analytics 4, and we're not going to be using Google Tag Manager. So I'm just going to be using the Google Ads tag, and what I'm going to show you today is how to track when someone clicks a button on your website. So I'm going to be showing you for this button right here and this button down here as well, because this one uses the A tag, this one uses the button tag. It'll make more sense as I set it up, but this is the first thing I'm going to be showing you, is how to track every time someone clicks a specific button on your website. Now, the other thing I'm going to be showing you is when someone clicks this button, let's just say, for example, it brings them to the sign up form. So I'm going to be showing you how to track this sign up form if you have this button set up to actually redirect to a thank you page. So basically, in this video, I'm going to be showing you how to track button clicks and how to track thank you pages as conversions in your Google Ads account. Now, to give you a real world example of how this might work for a larger company, so DocuSign.com, on their homepage, if you see this button right here, try for free. So I would show them how to actually track this click. So when someone clicks on try for free, it's going to bring them to this page right here. And then when someone actually enters their email and clicks on get started, how they can track that as well. So two different things that we're going to be able to track today. Now, if you're interested in setting up this using Google Analytics 4 and Google Tag Manager, my most recent video covered this, Google Ads conversion tracking, how to actually track the same exact things. So how to track this button, and how to track every time someone visits a thank you page on your website using Google Analytics 4 and Google Tag Manager, which is the way that I would recommend doing it. But there's plenty of reasons that an advertiser may just want to use the Google Ads tag and not have to worry about Google Analytics 4 or Google Tag Manager on their website. So this will be much more geared towards people running WordPress websites, because I'm going to be going over a couple different WordPress plugins that you can use to actually track these conversions into your Google Ads account. So let's get started. The very first thing is I removed all tracking pixels from my website. So I have no tracking pixel whatsoever set up on my website right now. So I would assume you would be the same exact way if you're looking how to set up conversion tracking. So the very first thing we need to do is put the Google Ads tag on our website. Now, in order to do that, we're going to come back over to the conversions page in Google Ads. So within your Google Ads account, you want to go to Tools and Settings, and under Measurement, you're going to see Conversions here. When you click on this link, it's going to bring you to this screen right here, and it may tell you set up your first conversion action. These were the 3 different conversion actions I set up in my previous video, so I just left them here for now. You could see the conversion source for these ones is Google Analytics 4. Now we're going to click on New Conversion Action, and I will be going through phone call conversions in a follow-up video, but for right now, I just want to focus on website conversions. So we're going to click on Website right here. And now the first thing it's going to do is tell you to enter your website domain. So let's enter our domain now. And then what you want to do is click on Scan. Okay, so we're going to scroll down here. Now you may have things right here where it's going to say create conversion actions automatically from website events. So if they automatically have your conversion action here already, there's a chance they do if you have a specific page that is actually recording conversions already on your website. If you have a thank you page or some type of sign up page or confirmation page, they may just suggest that as a conversion goal. But what I'm going to be going through in this video is create conversion actions manually using code. So we're going to add a conversion action manually. Now it's going to bring you to the conversion action details page. And the very first thing that I want to set up is I want to track this button click. So anytime someone clicks on this button on my website. Now we can create a completely separate conversion for this other button down here. So let's just say, for example, let's use DocuSign as an example again. Let's say they want to track every time someone clicks on buy now, every time someone clicks on try for free. You would actually set up multiple conversion events in Google Ads to track each individual button click. But in this case, I'm going to be using the same conversion event for this button and this button as well. So just to kind of give you an idea of how you can set up conversions differently for different clicks on your website. So let's come back over here and let's get started with the goal and action optimization. So since nobody's actually submitting any information to us, I'm not going to put this in a lead category. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in a other category. So basically we're tracking every time someone clicks and we're going to put it in an other category. The reason I'm doing that is because it gives you the option to set this as a primary action used for bidding optimization or a secondary action that's not used for bidding optimization. So you could choose to not use this as a bidding optimization for your Google Ads campaigns because you may say, I want to only track every time someone actually fills out their information and visits this thank you page as a primary action for bidding for my Google Ads campaigns. But I do want to know how many times my Google Ads campaigns are actually driving people to click this button right here. So just an idea of how you can actually set up different conversions. I'm just going to put this in a primary action used for bidding optimization. You can always change this later. Now next, let's name our conversion. So we're going to do join workshop button, and I'm just going to name this conversion Google Ads so we know that we're using the Google Ads tag for this one. For value, you could actually set separate values for each of your conversions. So for example, you can say use the same value for each conversion. Maybe each click on a button on your website is worth $50. Then you can set this as $50 for a conversion. I'm going to set this as 1. We're just going to count each individual button click as 1 conversion. You could also use different values, but you're going to have to set up dynamic tracking. I'm not going to be going through that in this video. So count, you can count every time someone clicks on this button or one time. So basically if somebody clicks it twice, it's only going to count as 1 conversion. I'm going to do 1 since I'm basically driving leads. So if you're driving leads and signups, then you're better off choosing 1. If you're choosing purchases, I would recommend every. So scrolling down here, I generally make my conversion windows 90 days. So we'll do click through conversion window 90 days. We will do our engage view conversion video for a longer period of time. This really depends on how long. So in my example, I actually have these as join my 3 free drawing workshops in May. So I would be much better off not tracking this button click unless I'm going to continuously run workshops over and over. But I would rather attribute clicks from my Google Ads campaigns as much as possible to my conversions. So if somebody converts in 2 days, I still want to actually track all that, even if it's a view through conversion. So I generally make these much larger. So we're doing 90, 30, and 30. And then my attribution model, I would recommend choosing data driven. So there's different attribution models, but with data driven, it actually gives credit for different interactions across the overall conversion path. So if someone clicks on an ad and then visits through organic search and then they end up clicking on an ad again, then they will actually give each of the ad clicks a little bit of credit along that interaction to a conversion. So I would recommend using data driven, and we're going to click on done now. And now what we need to do is actually set up our conversion action. So if you want to go back into settings and change anything, you can click here to go into settings. But what we're going to do is click on save and continue. And this is where we can set up the Google tag. So you could either use Google Tag Manager, you can email instructions directly to a webmaster if somebody else is managing all of the code on your website. But if we're going to activate measurement with a Google tag, what we're going to do is just click on set up right here. And now we're going to install our Google tag manually. So we want to copy this code. We'll just click on these 2 boxes right here. So we have our tag copied. And now to add it to our WordPress website, the plugin that I would recommend using is head, footer, and post injections. So you can go directly to your plugins portion on your WordPress website, go to add new. If you search header, footer, if you search head, footer, post injections, this will come up first. This is going to be one of the ones that we're using in this video. And for the next part, I'm actually going to be using this header footer code manager. So this one didn't work for me at least, for the other one. So we're going to be using 2 different plugins to actually achieve our Google Ads conversion tracking for this video. So I already installed this head, footer, and post injections. Once you install it, if you go to settings, you're going to see header and footer right here. So when we go to header and footer, this is where we can add our tracking pixel for our Google Ads account. So we're going to paste this right here, our Google tag. Now, I would recommend using Google Tag Manager to install your Google tag. However, I'm not going to be going through that in this video. We're just going to be putting our Google tag right here, and then we're going to go to the bottom and we're going to click on save. So now once we do that, we now have this tag properly placed on our website. So you can see show more options, and this will give you the options to do it with a Google tag you already have. So if you have Google Analytics 4 already installed on your website, you can also do install with a CMS or website builder. If you click on next, you can actually find some different platforms. You can scan your URL, and they'll give you different ways to install your tag as well. So there's a lot of different ways to install your tag. So we're installing it manually. We put this code on our website, we click on confirm, and you can see already your Google tag is correctly installed on your website. You can manage your tag later under tools and settings. So now we have the tag on our website. So the Google tag is tracking everything that's happening on our website. Now, the next thing we need to do is measure our individual conversions with event snippets. So what we want to do is click on See Event Snippet. And what we're doing is we're not doing page load for this one. That's what we're going to do for the next one. We're going to be doing click. So what we need to do is actually every time someone is clicking on our button, we want to tie that back to Google Ads if they clicked on our button after they clicked on one of our Google Ads. So here's what we need to do first is take this event snippet right here. We're going to copy this event snippet, go right back to our header and footer plugin, and right beneath the Google tag that we just pasted in the head section of every page, we're going to put the other piece of code that Google just gave us. So we're going to put that there. We're going to scroll down. We're going to click on save again. So now we have this piece of code actually added directly to our website. Now, the next thing that we need to do is you're going to see copy the snippet below, paste it in between the opening and closing head tags of the page that you'd like to track right after the Google tag. Then call G-tag report conversion when someone clicks on the chosen link or button. So basically the way that we're setting it up is we need to call the G-tag report conversion every time someone clicks on this button on our website. So we're going to click on edit page, and I'm going to show you how to actually change the code in the back end of our website so that we can call that conversion event, and it will actually track it as a conversion if Google Ads sent that person who made the click of the button. So hopefully that all makes sense. So what we're going to do is we're going to get out of the visual editor, and we are going to be going to the code editor here. So when we click on code editor, if we scroll down here, you can see right where it says join workshop here, this is my first button, but it's actually an A tag. So you're going to see A right here, and it's just using a class that it's calling for the actual button that's appearing. For the one down here, the button type, you could see this is an actual button. So it's a little bit different, but a lot of people generally don't use the button tag. A lot of people use the A tag, but it's slightly different to actually set this up as a conversion. So let's start with the A tag first. Now, to make this a little bit easier, what we're going to do is we're just going to separate out our opening and closing A tag, so it'll be a little bit easier to understand. So you can see right now I have a class, I have a href where I'm actually sending people after they click on this button, but we're going to have to enter a little piece of code at the very beginning here. So I'm going to paste it right now. And what I just added is it's our opening A tag, and then it's on click equals, and then it's an opening quote, return G tag underscore report underscore conversion. And then we have our URL here, and then that's it. And then it's going to be a semicolon right here, and then we're going to close that quote. So right here is just the URL where I'm sending traffic. It's the same exact URL I have for my href right here. So you can see I have the same URL here, and now every time someone clicks on this button that says join workshop, it should return this as an actual conversion on our website. Okay, so hopefully that all makes sense. So you can see right here, it's a on click equals. So I will make it easy. So I'll put all of this in the video description so you can just easily copy and paste this. And all you have to do is change your URL here. So just make sure you have your opening and closing A tag, and then whatever page that you're sending traffic to. And then you're just going to have to add this on click element as well. So let's come down here to the bottom, and let's do the same thing for the button. So you're going to see the button's a little bit easier to see because it just says our opening button tag type equals button. I have target equals blank, but it's actually not opening in a new page, so that's not actually working. But we have join workshop 2 and then our closing button tag. So all we need to do is right at the very beginning here is we are going to paste this right here, and it's button on click equals, and we have an opening quote, return G tag underscore report underscore conversion. We have opening parentheses, and then we have a single quote, the page that we're sending traffic to, another single quote, closing parentheses, closing quotes. Now, one of the main differences you're going to see with the button versus the A tag is the semicolon. So you're going to see a semicolon right here when we have the A tag, and with the button, we don't have that semicolon. So both of these should work for us to actually return this conversion every time someone clicks on this button. So let's come over here. We have this all set up properly. And what we're going to do is we're going to click on close for right now, and we're going to click on done, and then we're going to come over to our conversions page. And what I want to show you is in the other over here, we have Google Ads join workshop button. So it's saying unverified right now. So what I want to do is I'm going to submit this page. So we're going to update our page right now. We're going to reopen our page again, and let's go to troubleshooting. So I just want to show you this so you can see, make sure your Google Ads conversion is actually tracking properly. So we're going to go to troubleshooting. And then what we want to do is take the URL where we're actually have these buttons. We're going to click on continue. We're going to paste our URL here and click on connect. Okay, so what you're going to see down here is test our Google Ads join workshop button conversion action. Trigger your conversion action by visiting the web page or clicking it or visiting the page. So we're going to click on join workshop right now. And what this should show is that it's properly recording our conversion. So let's click on the button, and there we go. We have the little green sign over there. So you're seeing that it's actually, the conversion action is sending data back to Google Ads. So what we did worked properly. Now, if we come back over here, so now it's not going to allow us to troubleshoot again. So if you already have it, it's not going to allow us to troubleshoot, but the way we did it with our button on click, it should work as well. So it's already showing that this is working, but if we click on join workshop 2, this should also count as a conversion as well. So both of those should have worked for us. So now we can click on finish, and we can feel confident that our conversion is tracking properly every time someone clicks on this, either one of these buttons on our website. So hopefully that makes sense. This is tagassistant.google.com. So you can always check your tag again. But a lot of times what I'll do is if it's not working properly, I'll click on troubleshoot and I'll continue to troubleshoot until it's working properly. So that is how to track an individual button click, whether you're using the button tag or the A tag. Both of those will work for you. And I will make sure I put each of those pieces of tracking code that you need to actually put within your button or your A tags so that it's actually tracking your conversions properly back into Google Ads. So that's step one. That is how to track every time someone clicks on some type of link on your website. So now let's do number 2, and we're actually going to do page load for number 2. So page load can be a little bit more complicated sometimes, but we're going to start tracking conversions, do the same exact thing. We're going to enter our website again. So drawadvisor.com. We'll click on scan. And we're going to scroll to the bottom here, create conversion actions manually using code. So we're going to add a conversion action manually. And for this one, what I'm actually going to do is count it as a contact. So every time someone actually signs up for my workshop, then I'll actually have their information. So this is going to be a contact, and it's going to make it a primary action used for bidding optimization. So we'll keep scrolling down here. Let's just say submit workshop form, and I'm going to call this one Google Ads as well, just so we know we're using the Google Ads tag. We're going to use the same value for each conversion, just 1. We're going to count just 1 since it's leads and signups. If somebody fills out the form twice, it's not really worth multiple conversions to me. It's still 1 conversion. We're going to make a longer click-through conversion window, and we're going to make our other conversion windows longer as well. So let's do this 30 days. We will do this one 30 days, and we're going to be using the data-driven attribution model, and we're going to click on done. So let's go to save and continue. And now it's going to say set up with a Google tag. So we're going to click see event snippet. So right now, since we already have the Google tag installed on our website, we just have this page load event snippet. If you haven't installed the Google tag, you will need to install it now. Obviously I have it installed already. So what we need to do is copy. We're going to be doing every time that our thank you page loads, it's going to count as a conversion. So that's what we're doing here. We're going to copy this event snippet right here. We're going to click on close. We're going to click on done. So this will allow us to do some troubleshooting again. You can see we have our Google Ads submit workshop form contact conversion up here at the top. And now in order to do this, first and foremost, so I have a sign up form right here. Enter your name and email to sign up. When people fill this out and click on reserve your seat, I have this form right now. I'm using WP Forms. So within my form, if you go to settings and confirmations, I have it set up to go to a URL and redirect my thank you page. So when someone clicks on submit on that form, it'll actually redirect them directly to this thank you page. Click on save to make sure this is all working properly. So let's come back over here. And now the next thing, we need to do one more thing here with our event snippet. So earlier I talked about the plugin Header Footer Code Manager. So you're going to be doing the same exact thing that we did earlier when we installed head, footer, and post injections. And we're going to go to our plugin screen. And what you're going to do is you're going to click to add a new plugin. You can search header footer, and I already have this installed and activated. So it's Header Footer Code Manager. So on the left-hand side, this is going to look like HFCM. Let's go to all snippets. So I may still have this snippet already installed, but we'll delete this snippet real quick. And we can add our event snippet here using this plugin. So we're going to click on add new snippet at the top. And then we want to name our snippet. So we'll just do Google Ads event snippet thank you page. The snippet type is going to be JavaScript. The site display is going to be, for me, it's specific pages. So my thank you page is a page on my website. If you're doing a post, you could do specific posts. So from specific pages, my page list right here, thanks for signing up for a workshop. So this is what I want to track, and I want to put the location before content. We're going to do show on all devices, status active, and we're just going to paste our event snippet right here and click on save. So essentially what we're saying is every time someone visits this thank you page, we want this event snippet to run, but only when they visit this thank you page. So we don't want this to happen on every single page, just this one page on our website. So now what we can do is if we come over to our conversions and we go to troubleshooting, we can click on continue. And for this one, we're just going to enter our thank you page here and we're going to click on connect. So we just want to make sure that when our thank you page loads, it should register a conversion and we should get our little green check mark at the bottom here. Okay, so we have our little green check mark here saying our Google Ads submit workshop form conversion action is sending data. We can click on finish. So we're all good to go. This conversion action is sending data to Google Ads. Now, just to show you real quick, someone enters first name, last name, email, chooses the workshop they want to sign up for, clicks on reserve your seat, and you'll see they redirect to this thank you page. So you just have to make sure that your form is properly redirecting, and then every time someone visits this page, you can now track that as a conversion. You could do the same thing with a button on your page too. So if we come back here, if you just want to track every time someone clicks this button, you could do the same exact thing if you have a form and you're able to actually track that button click. You could do the way that we set up the first one where we were tracking clicks as conversions. You could just track every button click. But the way to make sure that people are actually filling out this form properly is to make sure it actually redirects to another page. Because there is a chance that if somebody isn't filling out this form properly, clicks this button 100 times, then it may count multiple conversions and you may not actually have accurate data. So hopefully that all makes sense. This is how to set up conversion tracking just using the Google Ads tag. So you just put the Google tag on your website. You don't have to worry about Google Tag Manager. You don't have to worry about using Google Analytics 4. And now we can actually track specific button clicks and specific pages loading on our website directly into our Google Ads account. And every time we create a campaign, we can actually optimize our bids to get more people to fill out our forms and ultimately hopefully drive more revenue for our business. So if you have any questions about Google Ads conversion tracking, please leave them in the comment section. I did do a very similar video to this one using Google Analytics 4 and using Google Tag Manager, and I imported my Google Analytics 4 events, which I set up as conversions, directly into my Google Ads account. So I would recommend doing it that way just because it's a little bit easier to set up in my opinion that way. However, whichever way you're more comfortable with, you'll still get accurate conversion data. If you're not really using Google Analytics 4 or Google Tag Manager and you just want to track those conversions directly into your Google Ads account, this could be a quick and easy way to set up conversion tracking. So Now, in the next part of this video, if one of your key performance indicators is phone calls, for example, if you're a service business and one of the most important things for you is driving phone calls because that turns into leads and clients, then you want to be able to track phone call conversions on your website. So in this part of the video, I'm going to be showing you some different ways to track phone call conversions completely free so you can actually track phone calls and tie them directly back to your Google Ads campaigns and actually optimize your campaigns to drive you more phone calls for your business. So let's get into it. Today, I'm going to be going over phone call conversions in Google Ads and how you can set them up in your Google Ads account. So if you go to your Google Ads account and you go to Tools and Settings and under Measurement, you go to Conversions, you're going to come to this screen right here. Now, if you click on the new conversion action button and we click on phone calls, there's 3 different options here. I'm going to be going through all 3 of these today, and I'm also going to show you how to use the Google Tag and how to use Google Tag Manager to implement all of these different phone call conversions on your website. So let's click on cancel real quick, and I want to come back to my conversion screen because if we scroll down here, I have all 3 of these already set up. And since you see no recent conversions showing here, that means this has been verified. So if we come over here to status, you could see last seen today. We have over here, this one is last seen today. And then this call extension conversion has not been verified yet, but that's just because I haven't had anybody click on my mobile call extension yet since I've set it up. So I'm going to show you how to set up all 3 of these different phone call conversions today. I'm going to click here and just remove these 3 different conversion actions, and I'm going to start over and we're going to create all 3 of these different call conversion actions. So we're going to no longer have those conversion actions there. So let's come back to the top. And what we're going to do first is come to our conversion screen and click on new conversion action. And now what we need to do is select phone calls from the list. And then we're going to start with this very top one here. Calls from ads using call extensions or call only ads. So if we click on this first one and click on continue. So we're going to name this conversion now. And all I'm just going to name it is call extension phone call conversion. And then we'll give it a value. What I like to do is use the same value for each conversion for a phone call. If you know how much a phone call is worth for your business, then you can set that value here. I'm going to keep this as 1 for this example. Coming down to count, we're just going to choose 1 here. So anytime you have leads, signups, phone calls, you only want to count each individual lead as a conversion, because if the same person's calling your business 2 or 3 times, it really shouldn't count as multiple conversions because it's really 1 new customer. Next, you can set a call length. So enter the minimum length a call needs to last to count as a conversion. I'm going to leave this as 60 seconds, but you can make it 90 seconds, 180 seconds. If you know people are generally on the phone for a certain amount of time, 3, 4, 5 minutes before a conversion is going to take place, then you may want to increase this. You can also decrease this number and just count every single phone call that comes through to your business as a conversion. If we scroll down here, click through conversion window, I'm going to leave this as 30 days. So select the maximum time after an ad interaction that you want to count conversions. To me, 30 days is a good click-through conversion window for phone calls. Attribution model will be data-driven, and we're going to click on create and continue. Now, this is very easy to set up. Okay, it's making me change the name here, so I must have named the other call extension the same exact thing, so we'll put 2 here. So let's scroll down, we'll click on create and continue, and now the next step, you should see what's next here. So what we need to do now is we're going to click on done, and then you want to go over to one of your campaigns. So we're going to come back to our Google Ads overview screen. We're going to go to our campaigns and we're going to open up our search campaign. We'll click on our search campaign here. And what we're going to do is we're going to come over to ads and assets. And over here under assets, we're going to add a call asset to this campaign. So we're going to click on the plus sign here and you see this long list of all the different assets we can add to our advertisements for this campaign. We're going to choose call. Okay, so we're adding a call asset. This was previously referred to as a call extension. A lot of people still use the name call extension, but we're adding a call asset to the campaign level of our search campaign. And now we need to enter our phone number here. So I'm going to come back over to my website. I'm going to copy my phone number and we're going to come right here and we're going to paste our phone number. You want to put it in the same format they have here. There's a little space here. So it's parenthesis and then you have your area code, space, and then your 7-digit phone number. We have call reporting turned on. So conversion action, you could use account settings. So calls from ads will automatically be implemented in your account if you don't create this conversion action. Since we've created the conversion action, we might as well set up this conversion action here. And that's really all you need to do. There's some advanced options if you want to set specific days and hours that your phone call will show. But if you see over here on the right hand side, this is what a mobile ad is going to look like for your campaign. Your phone number may not show up for every single search, but you'll see this call extension at the very bottom. And this is a clickable call extension, so people can click this and call your business directly. Since we have call reporting turned on, this is going to use a call forwarding number. So this is probably not going to be the number that actually shows in the search results, because what Google Ads needs to do is actually track this phone number and track these phone calls back to your Google Ads campaign. Now, once we click on save, this will be set up properly. We have this added to our campaign level. I think I already added the same thing earlier, so I have multiple call assets here. You don't need to do this. You just need to enter your one call asset and just enter your phone number there. Call reporting is on. Call conversions, count calls as conversions, and you'll see this asset is associated with one campaign or search campaign. So now our mobile ads will have these call extensions. Specifically, when people are searching for mobile devices, they are click to call extensions that we can actually track conversions for. So that's number one. If we come back over to tools and settings, we go to measurement and conversions. It's really that easy to set it up. You'll see this phone call conversion we just set up down here. So now as people call us from our advertisements, this will actually track these as conversions if the phone call lasts for longer than 60 seconds. So that's number one as we're adding our new phone call conversion actions. If we come over here to phone calls, that is the calls from ads. So calls from ads using call extensions or call only ads. The next one is going to be calls to a phone number on your website. So let's click calls to a phone number on our website. We'll click on continue here. Next thing we need to do is name our conversion tag. So let's say website phone call conversions. Okay, and I'm going to put 2 here as well, just because I don't know if I named the last one the same thing. We're going to use the same value for each conversion. Again, you can set a specific value here for each individual conversion. If phone calls are worth $50 for your business, then set 50 here as that value for your conversion. It will actually pull in for your Google Ads campaigns. Next, counting how many conversions per click or interaction. We're choosing 1 again here. Now what we need to do is set our destination number. So this is the phone number, and we're going to do the same one we did earlier in the same exact format. So it's parentheses, you have your area code, close parentheses, space, and then 7-digit phone number, obviously with a hyphen in the middle after your first 3 numbers. So you'll see the example down here as well. Now display number. So enter the phone number people see currently on your website, and that should be replaced by a Google forwarding number. Be sure to enter it exactly as it appears on the website. So I like to just keep this exactly as it is right here. So we're going to copy it and paste it right here. So we have the same exact thing with a space right here. And this is important because if we set up our phone call and it's not in the same exact format on our website, then it's not going to change this into a call forwarding number when somebody actually clicks on one of our Google Ads. And I will show you an example of what I mean. So if we come back over here to Google Ads, we have our destination number. This is the number people are actually going to call when they call from our website. We have our display number here. So this is how the number is going to look on our website. So this is how the number should appear on your website if you want to track this properly. Down here, call length, I'm going to leave these the same exact thing, 60 seconds, 30 days, and data driven. You can adjust call length again if you want to and the click-through conversion window, but let's click on create and continue. And now I'm going to show you how to set this up, whether you want to install the tag directly on your website or you want to use Google Tag Manager. We'll start by installing the tag ourselves. So if we scroll down here, the option right here is the Google tag isn't installed on all your HTML pages. So it's going to say copy the tag below, paste it in between the opening and closing head tags on every page of your website. So let's copy this snippet right here. We're going to come back to our website, and I installed the header and footer injection plugin on my website. So if you go to add plugins, you search for plugins and you do header, footer, and you may have to scroll down a little bit, but it's this one right here, head, footer, and post injection. So you can search for this directly and then install and activate this plugin, which will bring you to this screen when you open it. You can open it by going into your settings for your WordPress website and going to header and footer. You can also do this anywhere you can edit code for any website that you're using. So we're going to paste this tag first and foremost here, scroll to the bottom and click on save. Let's come back to our Google Ads conversion page. So we added the Google tag to our website. We want to keep scrolling down. The next thing it's going to say is copy the snippet below and paste it between the opening and closing head tags of the page where your phone number appears right after the Google tag. So we are going to copy this again. We're going to come right back to the same exact plugin. Right beneath our initial script that we did, we're going to paste this one here. So we're scrolling down and we're clicking on save. Now, the main thing you need to do is make sure that you have your phone number added to your website. So you can see I have it up at the top here, and I've done this just directly through the customize. So customizing my theme. If we come over to customize in the header portion, this allows me to make a lot of edits because I'm using a premium theme. But you can see right here, I have HTML2 next to my search form. So here's my search form. It's actually appearing right at the top of the search form. And here is HTML2. So I have call and I have the phone number, as you can see, in the exact same format that we entered it in Google Ads. And then at the very bottom, this is my click to call. So it's just an A tag, href, and then we have our telephone number here, click to call. We're going to have to change this slightly, but I'll show you how to do that later on in the video. So you want to make sure your phone number appears like this. If it appears like this in different areas of your website, so you have a contact us page, you have it on the top of your page, the bottom of your page, Google Ads will change it everywhere it appears like this on your website. Once you add those two pieces of code to your website, specifically this one at the bottom, this is going to automatically set up a call forwarding number for your phone number right here. So what I mean by that is we're going to come back to Google Ads, we're going to click on next, and now you're going to see we've set up our website phone call conversions to conversion action. So we're going to click on done. And now I'm currently running a search campaign. So if we scroll to the bottom, you can see we have our website phone call conversions to. This conversion source is from our website. So let's just say, for example, somebody clicks on one of your advertisements and goes to the page for your website. If they see this phone number, there's no way for Google Ads to track whether or not someone actually called after they clicked on your Google ad if they're seeing the same exact phone number. So you'll see this phone number here, 843-608-0865. Now to show you an example, if we come over to Google and I searched farmhouse curtains for a living room, I found one of my advertisements, I clicked on it, I opened the page. What you're going to see is at the very top here, don't mind my image is not working, I have a lot of work to do on this website, but you'll see 843-405-9596. This is a call forwarding number. If somebody calls this number after they click on my Google ad, and they're on the phone for longer than 60 seconds with me, it's going to count it as a conversion. So it's really that simple to set up a phone call conversion using call forwarding numbers. So you'll see the phone number at the top here, and obviously if we come back over here, different phone number. So that is a call forwarding number that allows us to track that as a Google Ads conversion. And that's how we do it with the Google tag. Now let's come back over here. I'm going to show you how to do it with Google Tag Manager in case you're using Google Tag Manager. If you're not, you can fast forward through this and you can go on to the next step. But let's go to tag setup now. We need to first make sure we go back to our header and footer plugin and remove all of this from our header and footer plugin. You don't want to have the same conversion tracking code implemented multiple times on your website. So do one way or the other. I would recommend using Google Tag Manager, but if you're not using Tag Manager, it might be a little bit easier to use the Google tag to set this up initially. So we're going to come back over to our conversion page, and this one we're going to use Google Tag Manager. So you're going to see use Google Tag Manager to install the Google Ads conversion tracking tag. You'll need to provide the following information for your website phone call conversions to conversion action, and then we need to make sure we add a conversion linker tag and configure it to fire on all of our web pages. So we're going to do both of those things now. Let's come over to Google Tag Manager. First things first, we need to reinstall Google Tag Manager on my website. So go to the admin tab for your Google Tag Manager account, install Google Tag Manager. So this, we're going to paste this first code. It says as high as possible beneath the opening head tag. This one, paste this code immediately after the opening body tag. So we're going to still be using our head, footer, and post injections WordPress plugin. You can also do this on any page where you can edit the code for your website theme. So we have this first portion here, and then we come back over to Google Tag Manager. We're going to copy this piece of code right here, come right back to our plugin after the opening body tag on desktop and on mobile, and we're going to scroll down and click on Save. So now we have Google Tag Manager installed on our website. The next thing we need to do is come over here to Google Tag Manager, come back to our workspace. Now, if you're installing Google Tag Manager for the first time, you need to submit your workspace. So I would actually need to submit this to reinstall Google Tag Manager, but I'm going to submit my workspace after I enter the two tags I need to create now. So we're coming in here to new tag. and we're going to be doing tag configuration. We'll name the tag in a minute. And what we want to do first is Google Ads conversion tracking. So this is the tag that we're choosing right here. Google Ads conversion tracking. Come back to our Google Ads page where we're setting up our conversion. We need our conversion ID, which we're going to copy right here. Come over to Google Tag Manager and paste it. We need our conversion label, which we are going to come right here and copy, and we are going to paste this here. Conversion value, I'm just going to put 1. Currency code, I'm going to put US dollar. So that's really all we need to do at this point. The one thing you're going to see is conversion linker tag missing in container. So obviously we will set that up in a minute. Let's come back over to our Google. We're just going to name this conversion, name the same thing in Google Tag Manager. So website phone call conversion 2 will be the name of this tag. And where we want this to trigger is on every page. So we want this conversion. Okay, so if you're configuring your tag the same exact way, you just name your tag. We're choosing the Google Ads conversion tracking as the tag type. Enter your conversion ID from Google Ads, the conversion label from Google Ads. My conversion value, I have 1 here. You really don't need to set a conversion value because we set it initially when we were setting up our conversion. So let's just enter our conversion ID and conversion label here. So that's all we need to enter, conversion ID, label. This is triggering on every single page on our website, but really it's only going to count conversions when people call that call forwarding number and they're on the phone for 60 seconds or longer. So you shouldn't have any issues with this not tracking properly. We do need to make sure we add our conversion linker tag. So let's click on save. And now we have a new tag added. You'll see a workspace change down at the bottom. And this tag was added a few seconds ago. So let's add a new tag and let's say Google Ads conversion linker tag configuration, conversion linker Google right here. So you'll see it in featured. If you don't see any of these, you could also search these tags. So just search for Google Ads conversion tracking or conversion linker. These generally are at the top of your Google Tag Manager account. Okay, so we have conversion linker here. Next, we're going to choose enable linking on all page URLs. So we don't need to enable linking across domains because it's just for one domain in my case. If you have multiple domains, you may need to select this option here for the conversion linker. And then down here on triggering, we are going to trigger this on all pages as well. So the conversion linker triggered on all pages. We'll click on save. This should help us properly track our phone calls conversions using call forwarding numbers. So the last thing we need to do is submit our Google Tag Manager. So enter a descriptive name. So we'll say, okay, so we have Google Ads website phone call forwarding conversion tracking. So we'll click on publish, and now we'll have those pixels added to our website and those conversions tracking on our website as well. Now, the same thing will happen in this case is when people do visit our website after clicking on an advertisement, they are going to see a call forwarding number. So just keep that in mind that whether you set it up with the Google tag or with Google Tag Manager, these ways will both work to change that actual phone number on your website. So coming back over to our Google Ads account, this is how to set up our website phone call conversions using call forwarding numbers, whether you're installing the tag yourself or you are using Google Tag Manager. So let's come back, click on back here. We'll scroll down to our conversions and you'll see we have our 2 conversion actions that we just created. So our phone call extension conversion and our website phone call conversions too. Mine is unverified right now because I haven't actually verified this one, but you saw earlier in the video I had this verified. So this will track properly once someone actually clicks on one of your advertisements and uses that call forwarding number to call your business. And that will bring us to the third option up at the top here. So new conversion action, and we're going to go to phone calls here. The next thing is going to be clicks on my number on a mobile website. So we're going to select this one, click on continue. Now people can still click on your number from a desktop website. One of the things that's kind of difficult is how to track phone calls. So one thing that you can do is put your actual phone number like this and use call forwarding phone call conversions, and then also put a button on your website that people can click to call if they're on a mobile device. Because if someone's on a mobile device, they would probably much rather just click that button and call you directly rather than typing in your phone number when they are using their mobile device on your website. So if somebody's on a desktop device, obviously they're going to get out their phone and they're going to call whatever number is showing on your website. So this is one way around that, is making sure you have your actual phone number and then a clickable button as well that people can call from their mobile phone. So the way I did this is, again, in Customize. So anywhere that you're editing HTML or on your website, you can see you just enter something as simple as this: call, enter your phone number, And then down here, I just put my underscore here just to kind of show an underline underneath this link. You can set this up as a button. It's a little bit different, and I'm going to show you how to actually set this up using the G tag report conversion when people click on the actual link. So this will all make a little more sense as we set up this conversion. So let's come back over to our Google Ads account. We've set up our new conversion action to track clicks on a number on our mobile website. So let's name this phone call clicks from website. Okay, and we'll put a 2 here as well, just to keep up our, since we did 2 for the other ones, but value, we're going to use the same value for each conversion. And again, I'm just going to choose 1 here. You can set a value. Count, we're going to choose 1 again here. Click through conversion window 30 days, view through conversion window 1 day. Again, you can adjust these. A lot of times I make these a little bit longer, so let's just set this as 30 days. We'll keep the click through conversion window as 30 days as well. Attribution model, we're going to choose data driven. A lot of times your conversion window with phone calls is much shorter than a conversion window with, let's just say, sales or something like that. But having longer conversion windows really doesn't hurt your data. So we're going to click on create and continue. And now we need to set up our tag. So you've created a conversion action. Now set up the tag to add to your website. So we just used Google Tag Manager. So since we have Google Tag Manager installed on our website, let's use Google Tag Manager again. And it's going to be very similar to the last step that we just did. So what we're going to do is we're going to come over here to our Google Tag Manager account. And the first thing I want to show you is, just in case you didn't see this portion of the video earlier, go to your admin section, install Google Tag Manager, paste this code and paste this code using the head, footer, and post injections plugin. You can paste both of these codes directly on every page underneath the opening header tag and then underneath the opening body tag on desktop and on mobile. Very important to have this on mobile so it tracks properly when people click from their mobile phone. Click on save, and now you have Tag Manager installed on your website. The next thing we need to do is come back to our workspace for Google Tag Manager. We're going to click on new tag here, and we're going to do tag configuration and Google Ads conversion tracking. So you're going to see we already have the conversion linker tag found in our container, which we did in the previous step. I'm going to show that one more time just to show you how to set up a conversion linker on your website. Very straightforward. But we want to come back over to our conversion action in Google Ads, come back to our instructions because we need the ID and the label. So choose our conversion ID here, come back to Google Tag Manager, paste that right in the conversion ID field. Next, we're going to take our conversion label, copy this, and same thing, conversion label. We don't need to adjust any of these here. We set our conversion value when we are setting up our conversion. You don't need to set your currency code right now. Scroll down, and now we need to trigger this conversion. So let's choose to trigger this conversion on all pages so that if people actually click on buttons on different pages on our website, it will still track this conversion properly. And then we need to name our tag. We're going to do the same thing we did earlier and just take the name of our conversion action, and we'll copy it right here, phone call clicks from website 2, and we will name that tag the same exact thing. You don't have to name it the same exact thing. I'm just doing it for the sake of this video. So we'll click on save, and that will save that tag. Now the other thing you need to make sure you have is the conversion linker tag. So you want to name conversion linker Google Ads, choose conversion linker here. All you need to do is choose enable linking on all page URLs, go to triggering, set all pages, and click on save. And that will add the conversion linker directly to your website, which allows Google Ads to actually track conversions on your website. So since we already have that tag set up here, you're going to see we just set it up in the previous step. So right here, our Google Ads conversion linker tag. So you can see we named it conversion linker, enable linking on all page URLs. Every time there's a page view, we want this to trigger. So now we have this all set up. We need to submit our workspace, and we'll say, I'm just going to name it the same exact thing again, phone call clicks from website 2, and we'll click on publish. Okay, so now this should be tracking properly when people actually visit our website after clicking on an advertisement once we set up the on-click event. So this is a very important part, is we're going to come back over to our website, and you're going to see our A tag right here. So right now it's just href, and then we have our telephone number here in quotes. So we need to add an on-click event right before this. So where you can find the on-click event to add is on the Google Ads help page, and you're going to see track clicks as on your website as conversions. So if we scroll down here, it's going to look like this page. You're going to say set up conversion tracking using the Google tag. So when we scroll down here, what you need to do is on-click return G-tag report conversion. And in this case, it's going to be for a telephone number. So we're going to have to choose this one down here for a telephone number. This is if you're choosing anytime someone is clicking on any link on your website and you want to track it as a conversion, you would use this one, which I talked about in my previous video about conversion tracking. But if we come over here, we're going to just copy this right here. So the part that's highlighted, so you're going to see on-click equals opening quote, return G-tag underscore report underscore conversion, opening parenthesis, and then we have a single quote, TEL, we have a colon, phone number, single quote, close parentheses, semicolon, close quote. So we're going to copy this. We're going to come back over to our page here where our phone number is, and we're going to paste it right here. So on-click equals, we put the exact same thing. The main thing we need to change, obviously, is our phone number. So we're going to copy our phone number here and replace our phone number right here after the G-tag report conversion event. And now what we can do is click on publish. And now anytime someone clicks on this button right here, after they click a Google ad and go to our website, it will count that as a conversion in Google Ads as long as they're on the phone for at least 60 seconds. So hopefully that all makes sense setting this up. If you want to set this up using the Google Tag rather than Google Tag Manager, it's actually very simple. So it's pretty similar to what we just did with Google Tag Manager. You are going to need to make sure you have your on-click return G-tag conversion. So no matter how you're setting it up, you need to have this for both options. But if we come back over here and we come back to install the tag yourself, so rather than doing use Google Tag Manager, what you're going to see is C code for HTML. Let's assume we don't have the Google tag installed on all of our website, all of our HTML pages. You're going to copy the Google tag right here. You're going to come back to the back end of your website. Obviously, we have Google Tag Manager. You would want to replace that with the Google tag. So this will add this to the head section of every single page on your website. Remove your Google Tag Manager code. I'm not going to be doing that right now just because I want to show you this quickly. So we're going to copy this, scroll down, and then we need to add this event snippet across our website as well. So we're going to copy this event snippet, come back over to our header, footer, and post injections plugin screen, and just paste this script right beneath the other one. So you add your Google tag, and then you add your event snippet. You come down to the bottom, you click on save, and then all you need to do is come right back to where you have your clickable button that people can call your business for and enter something that looks just like this. So A, on-click equals return G-tag report conversion. Enter your telephone number here. We have href right here. Equals, enter your telephone number again. And then click to call. You could style this however you want. Make it a nice button that people can easily click. I'm just doing this for a quick example. Now, if we come over here real quick and we look at adding the code to a button, it's actually slightly different. So the main difference is there's really no semicolon at the very end here. So it's going to be pretty similar to how it was with an A tag, but if you have a button tag, you do on-click equals, return G-tag report conversion, same thing, but you just don't have any semicolon at the very end. So you do a semicolon for an A tag, no semicolon for a button tag. I will put this link in the video description so you can easily find how to add this on-click event to any of your links on your website that you want to track as conversions, whether it's a phone call click or any type of button click on your website. So if we come back over here, we're all ready to go. We've set this up. We're going to use Google Tag Manager, click on next, and now it's going to say you've set up your phone call clicks from website to conversion action. You'll need to add the Google tag and event snippet to your website, which we already did. And then you're going to say this action will be optimized for and reported in the conversions column by default. And anytime this goal is used in our campaigns. So it may take a few hours to verify. You can use the Google Tag Assistant plugin for Chrome. So if you use the Google Tag Assistant, this doesn't work as well for phone calls, but you can use the Tag Assistant just to make sure you have the tags properly installed on your website. It's a little bit more difficult to actually track phone call conversions and whether or not they're working right away. One thing you can do is just test them by yourself. So you may see unverified here. But if you come down and you find an advertisement, so like I did, farmhouse curtains for living room, and I clicked on my advertisement, opening my website, and I called my call forwarding number, sat on the phone for a minute and a half, and then it verified my conversion was actually tracking, which I showed at the very beginning of the video. So hopefully this all makes sense for phone call conversion tracking. There are some more advanced ways to track phone calls, and there are companies that are dedicated to tracking phone calls on your website. But if you just need to track every time someone clicks on that call button on your website, or every time someone is calling a phone number on your website after a Google ad, this is a very easy and quick way to do it. And then you can also track calls from call extensions for your mobile ads when people actually click to call your business directly. So hopefully this has all been helpful. Hopefully you can set up phone call conversions on your website. If you have any questions about any of this, please leave them in the comment section. Now in the next part of this video, I'm going to be showing you how to set up Google Ads conversion tracking for Shopify. This is an updated method for tracking your conversions in Shopify. And what you're going to be doing is using the Google and YouTube Shopify app, which was previously referred to as the Google Channel Shopify app. And through that, what we're able to do is actually track conversions and tie them back to our Google Ads campaigns. So let's get into conversion tracking for a Shopify website. Today, I'm going to be showing you how to set up Google Ads conversion tracking for your Shopify website. So this is the example Shopify website I'm going to be using today, and I'm going to be setting up Google Ads conversion tracking using my Google Analytics 4 account. So in order to get started with this, you're obviously going to need a Shopify website. So here's the back end of my Shopify website. You're going to need to create a Google Analytics 4 account for your website. You need to create a Google Tag Manager account for your website, and you need to create a Google Ads account for your website. And it helps if you use the same exact Google account to create your Google Ads account, your Google Tag Manager account, and your Google Analytics 4 account. Very straightforward creating accounts for all of these services. Simply go to analytics.google.com, tagmanager.google.com, and ads.google.com and get started with all of your accounts there. And then what we need to do is in our Shopify website, we need to start by installing our Google Tag Manager account. So I recently just removed all of my installations from this website. So I'm going to redo everything throughout this video. So we're going to get started with Google Tag Manager. And when you create your Google Tag Manager account, it's going to probably bring up a screen that's going to tell you to install Google Tag Manager. You can also find this directly from the admin portion of your Tag Manager account. When you go to install Google Tag Manager, there's two pieces of code you need to place on your website. So this first one, you need to paste this code as high as possible underneath the opening head tag. This one, you need to paste this code immediately after the opening body tag. So let's get started with our first piece of code here, and we are going to click over here to copy this code. We're going to come back to our Shopify website. We're going to go to our online store, and then it should open your themes. And what you want to do is your active theme that you're using, you want to click these three dots right here and click on Edit Code. Now the file you're going to be editing is your theme.liquid file. And what you're going to see, generally your head tag is right here at the very top. So what I generally do is right after these meta tags is I will paste my Google Tag Manager code right here. This is the first Google Tag Manager code. The next thing we need to do is come back over to Google Tag Manager and copy this code that we need to paste immediately after the opening body tag. So let's copy this code. Let's come back over. We're still in our theme.liquid file. And what you're looking for is your opening body tag, which you can do a Control F or a Command F, depending on what computer you're using. And then search for the opening body tag just like this. Click on Next, and you can see right here is my opening body tag. So right underneath this, we're going to paste our other code and then click on Save. So now we have Google Tag Manager on our website. The last thing you need to do to actually complete your installation is go back to your Tag Manager workspace and then submit your workspace. So you can add a descriptive name and a version description just to show some of the changes that you've made every time you make changes in Google Tag Manager. Okay, so I'll do some quick descriptions here and then we'll click on Publish. Okay, so we installed Google Tag Manager on our website. Now there's a way to check all the tags that are on your website. I will show you after we install Google Analytics 4. So the way that you're going to be doing that is with the Tag Assistant Legacy Chrome extension. So I just added this and installed it to Chrome. So I'll be showing you that after we install Google Analytics 4. So now that we've done that and we've added these two pieces of code to the back end of our Shopify website in our theme.liquid file, what we can do is come back over here to exit. And the next thing we want to do is go to our Google Analytics 4 account. When you are in your account, you can go to the admin section by going to the sidebar over here, and in the bottom left, you can click on admin, go to your property and click on data streams. So you want to use your web data stream, which is the only one I have for this brand right here. So you're going to see my web data stream right here. We're going to click on this arrow to the right-hand side, and then we want to copy our measurement ID. So we're going to copy this measurement ID right here. We're going to come back over to Google Tag Manager. We can exit out of this, go back into our workspace. And what we're going to do is we're going to add a new tag. And what we can do is GA4 configuration. So that stands for Google Analytics 4 configuration. We're going to choose our tag right here, and we want to select the Google Analytics GA4 configuration tag. We want to paste our measurement ID right here. So this is the measurement ID that we got in the previous step from our Google Analytics 4 account. And then what we want to do, you don't need to change anything else at the top. Come down to triggering, and under triggering, you want to choose all pages. So basically what we're saying is we want you to place our Google Analytics 4 code, our tracking pixel, on every single website, and we want you to register every single page view on our website. So what we're going to do is click on Save. And again, what we need to do is publish our Google Tag Manager, submit this workspace again. So we'll click on Submit. You can add a descriptive name. I'm just going to go through this quickly and click on Publish. Okay, so now what we can do is come back over to our website, and once we're on our website, you're going to see the Tag Assistant up at the top here. If you don't see it, you can click on this little puzzle piece right here. This is your extensions, and then you can just pin this to make sure you pin this extension. Now what we're going to have to do is click on the Tag Assistant, and then it's going to say to get started which of these tags you want Tag Assistant to check for. We'll just say done. We'll choose all of them, and then you need to click on Enable. And then once you click on Enable, we need to refresh our page. So if we come over here, you can see Tag Assistant up at the top. It's very small, but it has a little 3 here in the box. And if we click on it, what it's going to show is here is our Google Analytics 4 tracking global site tag. This is Universal Analytics, which by July 1st will no longer record data, but we still have it installed on our Shopify website for right now. And then we have our Google Tag Manager that we just installed as well. So the reason you want to use Tag Assistant, make sure that you have all of your tags properly placed on your website. So now what we're ready to do is actually get started with setting up conversion tracking in our Google Ads account. So if you go over to your Google Ads account and we come over here to Tools and Settings, and under Measurement, we go to Conversions and we open up our Conversions page. You're probably not going to have any conversions here unless you've set them up already. So when you go to New Conversion Action, what we want to do is import our conversions from Google Analytics 4, but we need to set them up first. So let's come back over to Shopify, and what you want to do is add the Google Channel app to your Shopify store. Now, if you go to your sales channels and you go to preferences down here and we scroll down, what you're going to see is Google Analytics 4, Google's updated measurement platform, is available through the Google Channel app. So you can see my Universal Analytics is still installed here. This is going to be removed by July 1st. So what we want to do is install the Google Channel app, which you can find right here, or by searching. If you click on Add Apps, we scroll to the bottom, go to the Shopify App Store, and then we just search right here and we search Google. So this used to be called Google Channel, but they actually just changed the name to Google and YouTube. So you can also search Google and YouTube here, but this is the app that you're looking for. So if you search Google Channel, it should come up, but Google and YouTube is the new name of the app. I don't know why they always change the names of all of these apps, but if we click on Google and YouTube and Add App, and what we want to do next is add this sales channel. So you're going to see it's going to install this on our Shopify store. So we're going to add the sales channel. And then one of the things that I like to do is you can click on here to pin this to your navigation, or up at the top to pin it to your navigation, but we'll click right here to pin this to our navigation so that it's much easier to access this anytime we want to access it. Now you're going to see Reconnect Google account because I've already installed this and connected my Google account, but we're going to do this again. So let's reconnect Google account. You need to choose the correct account here to connect your Google channel by Shopify to your Shopify store. So we're going to select this here. And then as we scroll down here, what we're going to do is click on Allow. And then you should see a page that looks like this after you connect your Google account. So you're going to see right now I have 0 out of 5 complete store requirements to set up product listings from my Google Merchant Center. If we scroll down here, you're going to see there's a bunch of different things that we need to do down here at the bottom. Some of these I've set up already, but if we come back over, what you want to do is first and foremost, your Google account should be up at the top. Emails from Google, so you can turn this on or off if you want to. You need to go through this process to add a valid payment method, create your online store, add a refund policy and terms of service, and then confirm that we've added contact information to our online store, and we'll click on confirm. Now, if we keep scrolling down here, it's going to say connect a Google Merchant Center account. So I don't have one connected right now. So let's create a new Google Merchant Center account, click on create new account. And now you can see it's going to quickly create a Google Merchant Center account for us. We'll click on connect. Okay, so now you can see our Google Merchant Center account is all set up. We're going to have to obviously make some more changes to it to actually publish our products, but the next thing is going to be verifying it's you. So you want to enter your phone number here, get a code, and verify that code. So I'm going to do this right now, but I'm going to kind of fast forward through this process. Okay, so I verified my business phone number. So now scrolling down, you need to make sure your product feed settings here. You set your target country and language and your shipping settings. You can do that by clicking on manage over here to the right. Next is going to be conversion tracking. This helps optimize the performance of paid ads and free listings. So I have this all set up. I don't believe I need to remove this and enable it again. If it's not working for me, I will do that, but this should work for me once I agree to the terms and conditions. We click on complete setup. Now, the next thing that you need to do is if we come back over here to online store really quick and we go down to preferences again, and then we scroll down here to the bottom, you're going to see Google Analytics 4, Google's updated measurement platform. We're going to click on manage pixel here. So what this should do is actually open up your get started with Google Analytics 4 page through the Google and YouTube app. So if we scroll down here, we can connect our Google Analytics property right here and click on connect. Okay, so now we've successfully set up Google Analytics 4, saying now you can get insights into your online store's performance with Google Analytics. Your site data is being shared with Google Analytics. So that should be a good start right now. So let's come back. We are in our overview screen. The next thing I generally do is over here with Performance Max. It's going to say promote your products on Google. What I generally do with this is I just click on get started. As we scroll down here, you're going to see our Google account, our Google Merchant Center account, and then it's going to say connect a Google Ads account. So if I come over to my Google Ads account, you're going to see up at the top right corner here, I have what basically looks like a phone number, but this is the account ID. So this account ID should match the same account ID you're seeing right here, and we're going to click on connect again. Okay, so now we have this connected as well. Now, if we come to the top and you go back, when you're in the overview screen, what you're going to see is you're going to see Performance Max, promote your products on Google, Google Analytics 4, YouTube Shopping. So there's a bunch of things you can get started with and set up. I set up my Google Analytics 4 by going back to my online store and going through the preferences page. You can also do that here through the overview screen of this app. Once we've completed all of these different steps that we just did, now what we're ready to do is go into our Google Ads account. We're going to go to Tools and Settings, and then under Tools and Settings, under Setup, you're going to go to Linked Accounts. So right now it's showing that our Google Merchant Center account is linked. So if we scroll down here, you're going to see Google Analytics 4 and Firebase. So we're going to click on Details, and then right here, you're going to see our Google Analytics 4 account, and we're going to click on Link. And we're going to choose this, and we are going to link. Now, the next thing that we need to do is refresh this page because you're going to see linked app and web metrics deactivated. So let's refresh this page. And then as we scroll down here, you're going to see over on the right-hand side, apps and web metrics. And what we want to do is activate apps and web metrics right now. Click on activate. And now it's saying it's linked app and web metrics activated. So the next step that we need to take is going over to Tools and Settings. And under Measurement, you're going to be going to Conversions. Now you can double check your link by going to your Google Analytics 4 account from the admin portion through the property right here. If we scroll down, you're going to see product links and you're going to see Google Ads links. So we can click on Google Ads links right here and it should have your account linked right here. I linked a separate account that I was working on, but right now I'm just doing this for a tutorial. So right here, if we come over to this account, this should be all linked and we should be ready to actually import our conversions directly into Google Ads. So you're going to say it may take 24 hours for your Google Ads link to begin displaying data, import conversions into Google Ads, create a remarketing audience in analytics. But if we come back over to our Google Ads account after we went to the conversion screen, what you're going to see is we have all of our conversion goals. Now right here, we're going to exit this guide. We're going to stay right in here. Now that we've set all of this up the way we just set it up, you're going to see all of these different conversion actions directly from your Shopify store. So all of the conversion actions that you can use right here, add to cart. So Google Shopping app, add to cart. Over here, Google Shopping app purchase, keep coming down, begin checkout, app page view, search, item view. So your main conversion goal is obviously going to be purchase, but you can also optimize for things like every time someone begins a checkout, every time someone adds a product to their cart. There's a lot of different things that you can actually optimize for. If we click on any of these conversions and we click on edit settings, what you're going to see at the top is the conversion name. You can change the name if you want to. Goal and action optimization. Obviously, this is going to be a primary action we're going to be using for bidding optimization. And then as we come down here, value, it's going to actually pull in the value for each conversion. So we're going to let Shopify automatically pull in that value. Source website, count every conversion. Obviously, since it's sales, every single conversion should be counted. Click-through conversion window right now is 90 days. You can decrease this if you want to. There's custom options. I generally just leave this as 90 days. Engaged view conversion window. Sometimes I will just bring this all the way up to 30 days. I want to know every single click and every single engagement somebody is making before they actually visit my website and purchase something from me. View through conversion window, we'll leave this as 30 days. Attribution model, I prefer to use the data-driven attribution model. And you'll see even here, it automatically does first click, or last click, I mean. But for the most accurate conversion credit calculation, use data-driven. This model uses your account's conversion data to calculate the actual contribution of each ad interaction across the conversion path. So if somebody clicks on multiple ads before they actually convert, data-driven will be able to track that. So now we can click on save, and what we can do is click on done for right now. And doing this, when you do create your actual campaigns and you start optimizing them for conversions, this actual conversion action, every time someone is purchasing something from your website, you will actually be able to track that back to your Google Ads campaign. What that's going to allow you to do is set up bidding strategies that will help you drive more and more sales on your website. Every time somebody is clicking through to your website, you can actually get real data about whether or not your Google Ads campaign is actually driving those sales. So after we've done this, we are all set up with our conversion tracking. So now what you can do is start creating your Google Ads campaigns, and you can start tracking these conversions in Google Analytics much easier. I will go through all of this in future videos. For right now, the main thing that I wanted to go through is how to get these conversion actions directly into your Google Ads account. And by setting this up by using the Google channel or the Google and YouTube app, which they just recently renamed, now what we can do is actually track these conversions using our Google Analytics 4 account. You just have to make sure you always keep that Google Tag Manager tag on your website so that it actually keeps Google Analytics 4 on your website as well. And if we come back over to our website and you refresh the page one more time and we go to Tag Assistant, what you're going to see here now is we have our global site tag, we have Google Ads conversion tracking set up, we have our universal analytics, which we need to remove, and then we have Google Tag Manager here as well. So if you have any questions about this, if you have any issues with conversion tracking, please leave in the comment section. Last but not least, if you have a WooCommerce website and you are going to run Google Ads campaigns, then you want to be able to track purchases on your website and tie them back to your Google Ads campaigns. So in this part of the video, I'm going to be showing you a very, very simple method to set up purchase conversion tracking, including the value of those purchases, by using the Pixel Manager plugin through WordPress, and you'll be able to actually track Google Ads conversions for your WooCommerce website. So let's get into it. Today, I'm going to be showing you how to set up Google Ads WooCommerce conversion tracking. So if you're running a WooCommerce website and you're selling products through your WooCommerce website and you start running Google Ads campaigns, you want to make sure that you're actually tracking conversions. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you a step-by-step guide for how to track purchase conversions and bring in value using a very simple WordPress plugin. So you're going to need a Google Ads account to get started. We have our Google Ads account here. Then what we're going to do is we're going to come back over to our WordPress website, and you're going to go into the back end of your WordPress website. So you're going to go to your WordPress dashboard and come down here to plugins. And what you want to do is click on Add New Plugin. Now, once you get to this screen here, what you want to do over here is search plugins and search WooCommerce conversion tracking. So if we enter WooCommerce conversion tracking in our search bar, you're going to see a few different plugins come up. And now you can use the WooCommerce conversion tracking plugin, but I actually prefer to use the Pixel Manager for WooCommerce. I think it's much easier to use. It's more updated. The reviews are better. So what we're going to do is use the Pixel Manager for WooCommerce, and we are going to install this now, and we're going to activate it. Now let's click on Activate. Now it may ask you whether you want to opt in to get email notifications for security and feature updates, but for right now, we're just going to skip this. You can choose to allow and continue, but I'm going to skip it for right now. And then it should come up to a page that looks just like this. If you're not seeing this page, then what you want to do is in the back end of your WordPress website, go over to WooCommerce, and at the very bottom, you're going to see Pixel Manager. So when you click on WooCommerce, click on Pixel Manager, and it should bring you right to this page. You'll see we are in the main tab for Google. So the main two things we need here are the Google Ads conversion ID and our Google Ads purchase conversion label. So those are the two things that we want to put here. You could also enter your Google Analytics 4 measurement ID. For this specific website, I'm using Google Tag Manager. I have Google Tag Manager installed on this website, and I have Google Analytics 4 installed through my Google Tag Manager account. So now what we want to do is we want to come back over to our Google Ads account. And if you're not in the conversion screen yet, go to Tools and Settings, and under Measurement, you're going to see Conversions, and that will open up a page that looks something like this. You will have the option, if you don't have any conversions yet, to create a new conversion action. So that's what we're going to do now is click on the New Conversion Action button. The type of conversion that you want to track here is website, and then you want to enter your website domain here and click on Scan. So I'm going to enter mine now, and we'll click on Scan. Now, it may take a minute to actually scan your website domain, but what we're going to be doing is scrolling down here and you're going to see create conversion actions manually using code. So we're going to click to add a conversion action manually. And what we're going to do is our goal and action optimization. The category here is going to be purchase. So the very first option at the top is purchase. The conversion name will also be purchase. We're going to scroll down. For value, we're going to be using a different value for each conversion, and our default value is 0. So you want to do different values for each conversion. Default value 0, conversion name purchase. Keep scrolling down. You want to count every single conversion because you want to count every purchase as a conversion on your website. You can change your click-through conversion window to increase or decrease the time. You can change your engage view conversion window and your view through conversion window if you want. A lot of times I will increase this just to see the overall path that people are taking when they actually end up converting on my website. For right now, I'm just going to leave it as is and just leave these as 33 and 1, but you can always change this. And then for your attribution model, it should automatically choose data-driven, but if not, make sure you're choosing data-driven because what it does is it actually calculates the actual contribution of each ad interaction across the conversion path. So if somebody clicks on multiple ads, maybe watches a YouTube video, if they're visiting your website multiple times and using Google Ads in the process, then Google Ads will actually know which clicks are the most valuable to lead to conversions on your website. So now what we're going to do is click on Done. You can set up enhanced conversions. I'm not going to be doing that in this video. I want to keep this pretty simple to set up your conversion tracking. You can always improve your conversion tracking, but let's just make sure we're tracking our purchases and the value from those purchases. So what we're going to do next is click on Done. And then when we scroll down here, we're going to click on Save and Continue. Now, there's a few different options here that we have. You can set it up with a Google tag. You can email the instructions to your webmaster, or you can choose to use Google Tag Manager. Now, I have Google Tag Manager installed on my website, and I also have the conversion linker tag installed on my website, and I have these installed on any WooCommerce website I've ever worked with. So I'm not positive if this will work if you're not actually using Google Tag Manager, so I would highly recommend using Google Tag Manager. Very simple process to install Google Tag Manager on your website. I have videos on my channel for it, and I will show you exactly how to do it by linking to that video in this video description. So what you're going to do is click on Use Google Tag Manager, and first we're going to copy this conversion ID, come back over to our website, the same page that we were on before, from the Pixel Manager plugin page. For our Google Ads conversion ID, we are going to paste the same thing that we just copied right here underneath conversion ID. So let's paste that here. And now you'll see we have our conversion ID here. And the next thing is going to be our Google Ads purchase conversion label. So when you come back over to your Google Ads account, you're going to see purchase right here. We're going to copy this and we are going to paste that right here for our Google Ads purchase conversion label. Okay, so now what we can do is scroll down and click on Save Changes. And that's all you have to do to actually set this up as a conversion. So when you come back over here, you're seeing Use Google Tag Manager. We can click on Done. Okay, and we come back over here to our Google Ads conversions page. You will see the purchase conversion that we just set up. Now, one thing I want to show you is if we click on the purchase conversion, we come down here to Tag Setup, and you click Use Google Tag Manager. It will show you the conversion ID here and the conversion label, and it's also going to tell you to make sure you add that conversion linker tag to your Google Tag Manager account. So let me show you how to do that really quickly if you haven't already. So if you open up your Google Tag Manager account, just go to tagmanager.google.com and create an account for your website. Now, if you haven't installed Google Tag Manager already, if you come over to the admin tab right here and you click on Install Google Tag Manager, you need to paste this code as high as possible underneath your opening head tag and paste this code immediately after your opening body tag. Go back to your workspace, submit your workspace, and it's that simple to install Google Tag Manager on your website. Now, what we want to do is we want to click on Add a New Tag, and we're going to do Conversion Linker Google Ads. And under Tag Configuration, what you're going to be looking for is the Google Ads Conversion Linker. Just Google Conversion Linker here. You can also just search Conversion Linker. So when we click on Conversion Linker, what you want to do is enable linking on all page URLs. If you have multiple domains, you can actually enable linking across domains. I don't have multiple domains, so I just need to enable it on all page URLs. And then what we need to do is trigger this on all pages. So basically all it's doing is it's allowing Google Ads to track every time a conversion happens and tie it back to your Google Ads account. So this is all we need to do here. We need to click on Save, And then all you need to do is submit your workspace. So we'll submit this. You can add a descriptive name, description. So we'll just write conversion linker added, and we will click on publish. So once we do that, now we will have this tracking on our website. So that's another way that you can do this, making sure you have that conversion linker tag so that it's tracking this purchase conversion every time someone is actually purchasing from your website after they click on one of your Google ads, or if they click on one of your Google ads in the process, it will actually give credit back to your Google ads campaign for that purchase on your WooCommerce website. So hopefully this has all been helpful. If we come back over here, you'll see we have our conversion ID, our purchase label. You click on save changes, and it's really that simple. Now there's a few more things that you can do here to improve your overall tracking. You can set up conversion adjustments. If you go to sweetcode.com, I will put this link in the video description. They have a step-by-step process here for setting up your Google Ads conversion tracking, enhanced conversions, and you can set up conversion adjustments as well in case people either return products or purchase more from you that Google Ads isn't able to track. So there's more that you can do to actually improve your conversion tracking, but ultimately getting started by making sure that we are tracking purchases on our website is the main goal here. So if you have any questions about tracking WooCommerce conversions back to your Google Ads campaigns, please leave them in the comment section. All right, I just want to say thank you to everyone for watching this video. If you've gotten to this point, I would really appreciate if you would subscribe to my channel, if you would share this video, leave a comment, like the video. All of these things can go a long way to help grow my channel and help me reach more people. So thank you for watching my video. If you have any questions about Google Ads conversion tracking, leave them in the comment section. I'll do my best to answer them. And thank you for watching the Surfside PPC YouTube channel.